Hi loves, welcome back for another video, or welcome if you're new here. If you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down below. Today I am actually coming to you from my boyfriend's bathroom with these really interestingly green walls. So hopefully the lighting looks okay. I'm also filming on my phone, so this is just a really informal, like get ready with me chit chat kind of video. And I really just had some things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I figured this would be a good way to go about it since I have some extra time while I'm getting ready this morning. So I'm not going to full on talk about all the products that I use, but I will link them down below, and you guys are also welcome to leave a comment if you have any questions about anything, and then maybe I'll do like an everyday makeup tutorial if you guys really want to see it. I don't think my everyday makeup is that exciting, but anyway, moving on. All right, so life lately. It's been a time, guys. I know that I've shared a lot of my job search and kind of like post-grad experience on my channel, and it's been a time recently. I've done a lot of interviews and, you know, I've felt good about a lot of them, but the hard thing about entry-level video is it's just so freaking competitive, and it just, you know, it keeps being like near misses. Like I had this one job that I was so excited about, and it was with this company that seemed like a really good fit. They were kind of smaller, and so I got the feel that I would be able to, you know, get a lot of experience and really grow and just kind of learn a lot and really like start my career in the right direction, if you will. And then unfortunately, I never heard back from them, and I was kind of put down by that, and I wondered what went wrong because they had been talking about bringing me in for a second interview, and it just didn't add up, you know, if they were talking about that and then they never contacted me again, even when I followed up a couple of times and with different people. So I was like, okay, this is all weird. And then I was on LinkedIn just kind of like browsing new jobs that had been posted, and the position that I had applied and interviewed for was reposted as an internship. And it's just things like that that keep happening to me, and it's, you know, no matter how hard I try to stay positive, it's going to get discouraging at some point, you know, like you can only do the same thing so many times expecting the same result without feeling like a crazy person. And this isn't by any means me saying like, oh, I give up, I'm never gonna work in video, because that's crazy. This is what I'm passionate about. It's the reason that I'm always made videos on and off on YouTube, and really just love doing all of this because, you know, it's like my art form and I'm obsessed with it. But beyond that, with my job search lately, it's just kind of felt like a sign, really, as cheesy as that might sound to some of you. And I don't know, I really feel like it's time to kind of find a change of pace. I talked about this in a video that I shot back in the fall. It was actually here in this house as well, in my boyfriend's bedroom. I was just talking about how I felt like it was time for a change, both with what I was doing on YouTube and, you know, in my job search and everything. And I've been kind of thinking about grad school, but I also don't know if that's the right move necessarily. So I do know that I probably want to try to start moving in a more like marketing, social media direction. It just kind of feels like the right next step. And anytime that someone asks me about my dream job, I really just think about working somewhere in like the YouTube and digital media space, because that's really what I'm most passionate about. And, you know, I kind of have the skill set for and the passion for, and just I think I would really thrive in that space. I mean, I've done well with my YouTube channel and really made some good connections with you guys. And I don't know, it just seems like the right path to take. So I'm kind of like refocusing my job search in that direction. But I also wanted to bring all of this up on my channel because I wanted to talk about staying motivated when you feel stuck. It definitely can be so easy when things like that job being relisted as an internship happen, you know, to fall into this like unmotivated, like the world is against me, I'm never gonna reach my goals, you know, just this really negative place. Even when you are a positive person, sometimes life just, you know, kicks you in the face, and it's really discouraging, and it's hard to pick yourself back up after something like that. But if you really are passionate about what you want to do, whatever goal it is that you're trying to reach, you have to find ways to keep yourself going and to pick yourself back up. And whether that's like making a vision board for yourself and taking yourself back to it and looking at it and going, okay, this is what I'm working for. I think that's one of the most important things that you can do for yourself when you're in a transitional period like I am. You have to be so focused on what you're working towards and what you want to do, and you can't think of it as being something that you might reach. You have to think about it like it's something that you will reach. When you think that way and just really manifest it, you kind of create it for yourself. And you know, when you're willing to put in that hard work and you're not willing to give up, that's kind of when you really get where you want to be. So that's kind of some of my main advice for being in a place like this, and it's definitely advice that I need to take myself with everything that's been going on and just where I've been at. It's been very frustrating, and I, at the same time, don't want to lose sight of what I'm working towards and the goals that I have, because if I do, then I'm just going to be hanging out, being a receptionist, and that is certainly not what my goal is. I don't mind my job and I know I'm good at my job, but that doesn't mean that I want to stay there forever, you know? Like, being creative and telling stories and getting to work with social media and all of that is really what I'm excited about. I've also been throwing a lot more of my focus in my free time back into YouTube and kind of messing around on Instagram and posting more stories and just kind of doing more like creative social media related things, because you know, you need all the experience you can get when you start applying for jobs like that. And honestly, it's just so much fun, and I feel like ever since I have been job searching, focused so much of my free time on like, all right, what jobs have been posted? Like, what can I apply for? And it's not that I'm like giving up on that, because of course that's an important part of the job searching process, is searching for jobs. But I also want to make sure that I'm making time for things that I enjoy and that recharge and inspire me. And that's definitely another thing that's super important when you want to keep yourself motivated. You have to focus on things that you're passionate about and that get you going and, you know, keep that spark in you so that you don't get burned out by whatever your current situation is. Another good way to stay inspired if you're feeling stuck is to surround yourself by people who believe in you and just know that you will be successful, so that when you have those harder moments and you just want to give up and throw yourself on your bed and call it a night, you know, at like 2 p.m. when you get home, you really need to have people around you and in your life that lift you up and believe in you, so that when you're having those darker and harder moments, they will be the ones to pick you back up and remind you that you can do it. And it's not, you know, that you need to depend on other people by any means, but it certainly does not hurt to have people in your life who believe in you and know that you can do it. It just kind of adds to that little like cheerleading squad of just the good energy that helps you to get to your goals and the things that you are wanting to reach for. Going along with that, I also think it's so important just to talk things out with people in your life. That's what I've been doing recently, and I've gotten all kinds of perspectives, but it's really been helping me to just think through everything that's going on in my life, and whether, you know, I might think about grad school or start thinking about certifications and social media, or just keep trucking and job searching and see if something works out. There's a lot of directions that I could take with my current situation, and it's definitely helpful to have input from different people in different parts of their life, like my mom, who's got tons of work experience, and then my friends who are, you know, have been working for a couple years out of college. There's just all different perspectives, and they can be very helpful in just kind of looking at your situation with different lenses and different perspectives, and just really getting a better picture of where you're at and what your best next steps might be to kind of get out of whatever rut you've found yourself in. Another thing that I think is important to remember is nothing happens overnight. So in this lovely society that we live in, where we just kind of expect this instant gratification, you know, like we want something and then we want it now. But unfortunately, a lot of times life does not work that way. And, you know, I've been out of college for a couple of years now, and I've been working, and I haven't really been able to get to a job that I'm really like excited about and what I kind of hoped that I would be doing post-grad. But that doesn't mean that I can never ever get there, you know? And so it's important not to lose sight of that, and also the fact that things don't happen overnight. It sounds cheesy, but I think remembering slow and steady wins the race is also really important. And, you know, just setting small goals for yourself to help keep pushing towards those bigger goals, because no matter what, like how small and tiny steps you're making forward, if you're going forward, you're eventually going to end up where you want to be. So, sorry, it's hard to talk and put on mascara. Basically what I was trying to say with that thought process is, don't forget to break down your goals and try to do something small every day or every other day that is helping you towards those goals. So whether you want to learn a new instrument or a new skill, or, you know, like get into college or find a new job, like all of these things take time. They can't happen overnight, but if you are persistent and you don't give up and you keep pushing yourself to make baby steps, you know, every day or as often as you can, you're going to eventually get there. And that's really how you get there, is not giving up and keeping, you know, finding different ways and new paths and just taking chances to eventually find your way into the things that you want in your life. I'm really hoping that this video will be somewhat helpful for you guys and not just me rambling while I put makeup on my face, but it's probably just me rambling while I put makeup on my face. But I always love watching these kinds of videos from YouTubers that I watch. I just think that they're really real, and it's kind of fun to watch people put on makeup anyway, so you know, you could just turn off the sound if I'm talking too much, I guess. So that is pretty much where I'm at and the thoughts that I wanted to share in this video for you guys. I definitely do not have it all figured out, and I probably at a younger age totally thought I would have by now, but you know, your 20s are just a time to kind of figure things out, and that's okay. And I think that is definitely what I've learned recently is, you know, there's no rush. I still have my whole life ahead of me, and you guys do too, no matter what stage you're in. If you're feeling stuck or in a rut right now, I promise you will get through it. Just don't let yourself give up, because that is the easiest thing to do, and that is what so many people do. They just settle, and then they, you know, kind of just wallow in that rut and being stuck and like hating where they're at, but then also not finding the motivation to push themselves. And that is kind of the gap between people that are the happiest and the most successful and people that just kind of settle. And there's nothing wrong with settling. If you're happy with where you're at, that's also really great. But if you're feeling stuck and like you want to be growing and, you know, doing new things and you're not able to get there yet, just try to do what you can each day. Try to remember to be grateful for what you have, and I promise you that if you keep pushing, things will turn around for you. Alright guys, that is everything for this quick little get ready with me chit chat video. I hope that you enjoyed it and got something out of it, even if it was just, I don't know, me putting makeup on my face or knowing that you're not alone in feeling stuck. We all feel stuck sometimes, and it's totally okay and it's totally normal. And you will get through it, I promise. I really need to go now, so I'm gonna stop rambling. But if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe right down below if you are new here. I will also have all of my social media and all of that fun stuff linked below if you want to check any of those out. And without further ado, I'm gonna stop talking and go run my way back down to DC for work. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Forget about the world, let's just pretend. Pray up to the sea.